everyone, my name is Elle, in case you didn't already know, and this is a completely different Sunday video than I would normally do. So I've been alternating between my hashtag 365 days of samples and my lipstick roulette, and then I stopped doing my lipstick roulette, did a few other random lipstick related videos, then said I was going to bring lipstick roulette back, and then didn't. Okay, so I've got some explaining to do, and I thought that I would take this opportunity to explain the lipstick roulette not happening 2 weeks ago, as well as some of the other projects I did not follow up on, and one that I really don't want to do a finale for. So I'm gonna just explain my reasoning here. So for lipstick roulette, 2 weeks ago, I had done my makeup for the lipstick roulette style, which is basically very minimal, toned down everything and just big false eyelashes because I lip swatch. And I was completely done, ready to film, and I just kept putting it off. Like I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch another YouTube video. Oh, maybe I'll listen to some music. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. And before I knew it, time was disappearing on me. And I just felt it in my heart that I didn't want to do the lipstick roulette anymore. I didn't want to do the swatches because it just didn't feel like it was for a reason. Yes, I was rotating through more of my lipsticks, but I just felt like I wasn't accomplishing anything. When I first started doing my lipstick roulette, it was for a reason. I really wanted to go through everything. I wanted to try everything. I wanted to see what I liked, what I didn't like, and I wanted to declutter stuff. And I decluttered a ton. Honestly, when I do my inventory at the end of the year, you guys will be amazed. I got rid of probably a good third of my collection from doing lipstick roulette. Amazing. I had like 300 lipsticks, I think, when I started. Like, I really got rid of about 100. I haven't done a complete count. I don't want to count now because I always wait to do my inventory at the end of the year because inevitably I will get stuff for Christmas, and so I just like to start fresh. Anyway, that's when I'll be doing my inventory. But I was so successful with that project and scoring everything, and I know like right off the top of my head the shades I like, the formulas I like. It's so helpful, and I feel like continuing it didn't make a lot of sense because I wasn't really able to tell any new information. I really felt so repetitive. So I filmed that video 2 weeks ago, but I filmed it as a finale, and I was so negative throughout it. I mean, I liked the whole look I had. I was wearing a gray lipstick, and I felt really good about the video, but then when I sat down to edit it, I just kept hearing myself being so negative about it, negative about myself, negative about the idea, negative about everything, and it just wasn't who I want to be. I've struggled a lot with being positive. I've talked about this a few times in other videos, how I'm trying to be more positive. I'm never going to be like a ray of sunshine. You know, some people who you watch your videos and they just make you so happy, you just can't help but smile when you watch them. That's really not me. I'm not like a happy-go-lucky, sunshine and rainbows kind of person, but I'm just trying to be more positive instead of saying like this sucks, I don't like this, I don't like that. I've been just trying to be more positive. And in that finale for my lipstick roulette, I was just negative the whole time. I was like, I don't want to be doing this really, but I'm doing this because it's a finale. And I was like, who wants to watch that? Who wants to watch a finale where the person is not enjoying it anymore? And really, who wants to watch videos that the person isn't enjoying anymore? And it's something I've been struggling with recently in terms of my identity on YouTube. Like, I want to be more than a project panner, but I feel like that's where I started. That's what people know me as. And even when I try and do other videos, when I try and do the majority of other videos, I'm still known as a project panner. And it's not a bad thing. I love my project pan stuff. I love using up makeup. That's like the core of who I am. But I just feel like there's so much more that I could be doing that I haven't been doing because of stuff like these series. So I did make the decision to end some of my projects really without telling people. And this has been going on for a few years. Really, if a project didn't get a lot of attention or really wasn't well received, I would end it. I remember a couple of years back, I started a project, Use It Up. So it was about using like skincare and hair care, and nobody was watching, handful of comments, and it just felt like pointless to me. I could do it on my own, but I didn't need to share it with people if people weren't interested. So I abandoned it. I left it alone and I didn't update it anymore, and I don't think anybody ever asked me about those ones. I started a Project Polish a couple of months ago because so many people wanted me to do one, and that was really the wrong way to go about doing a project pan. And if you're watching this and you want to do a project pan, or you've already been doing project pans and you keep getting requests to do other ones, do what you want to do, not what other people are telling you to do. Like, the views and everything else do not matter, because if you are not feeling it, it's not going to go over well, and you really can't keep everybody happy. That's something I've really learned the hard way from doing YouTube, is that you cannot please everybody. Like, you might have 99 people out of 100 happy, but that one person who's not happy will be very vocal about it and will let you know. And I've experienced that. I will do something people requested and I'll be so happy and excited about it, and then like the first comment I get is, ah, well, I wish you would have done this. Yeah, but you could have done this instead. And I'm like, I was so happy about this. I really tried. It's just the way that things go. Anyway, the project polish I really only did at the time I did because people wanted me to do one. And so when people were not interested in the way I went about doing it, I stopped. Just because it felt like it was not serving a purpose. It wasn't serving a purpose for myself, and I felt like it wasn't really valuable for other people. The point of a lot of my YouTube videos is to help people, and I feel like some of these things are just not helpful anymore. So I do want to do a project polish or a variation thereof in the new year, and that's why I left my project polish alone for this year. And I have gotten quite a few people asking me about it. People will ask in various videos, hey, what happened to it? Or they'll just ask if I'm going to be starting another one. And so yes, I will be doing one in the new year, kind of more like a roulette style. I have a few ideas for what I want to do next year. I'm not going to be doing a plans for 2018 video. I've done planning videos for the last couple of years. I generally really like them. Last year, I got a terrible reaction for it because I mentioned about credit, because I'm talking about ideas like 2 to 3 months before I'm going to be introducing them. So I mentioned at the beginning, hey, if you are inspired by one of my ideas and you start it before I do, like, please give me credit, or, you know, whatever. And people were just criticizing me, like flat out attacking me for wanting credit for my own ideas. Like, you can't copyright ideas and all this nonsense. So I'm not going to be doing a video like that this year. So I'll just kind of introduce projects as I go. And I did have some ideas that were sort of taken from me that made them less exciting. And one of them is my Reverse Rouge project. So if you've been following along with that project, you'll know I was really, really close to hitting that Rouge status during my last check-in. And I have since hit Rouge. I hit Rouge in September, and I don't feel bad about it. Honestly, I talked about it in that check-in, how I came to the realization that Sephora was just so much more of a viable option for me than other places. Why would I spend twice as much money just to order from a place not from Sephora? The goal here was not to spend as much money, and it was also not to bring in more than I'm using. So I want less coming in and more going out. And that's really what I've accomplished this year. But I hit Rouge, so it feels like a failure. I mentioned this in my last check-in and people are saying, no, not a failure. But I know some people do view it that way. I do know that. And I get it. I set out at the very beginning with the intention of not hitting Rouge this year, and I did not meet that goal. And I don't really feel like making a separate video talking about how I didn't hit that goal. Like, I feel like it's not really going to accomplish anything just to tell people like, hey, yeah, I hit Rouge and that's the end of this, I guess. Let me show you all the things I bought. I don't want to turn it into a haul. I don't mind hauls. I've had a few people say they actually like hauls from project panners because they are very thoughtful with their decisions usually, and it's interesting to see the products people are taking in comparison to the things that they're trying to push out. So I get that. I might do like a collective haul maybe every couple of months. Not entirely sure how I would handle that yet, but I just didn't want this video to be like, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable telling you guys the numbers, the amount of money I've spent. I just don't feel like it's useful anymore. When I was going towards a certain goal, it made sense. Like, here's where I stand in comparison to this. But to talk about it now, it just does not seem to make sense, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. And how you tell people that it's like, I'm not comfortable telling you how much money I spent. I don't want to do that. So I just feel a little weird about my Reverse Rouge project. So I probably will not do an official finale. This will probably count as my finale in my eyes. I also didn't do a finale for my Project 100 pan because I didn't finish 100 things. I definitely wanted to do more updates for Project 100 pan because honestly, the only reason why is because I was getting a lot of views on those videos. And that's not a good enough reason to do a video. Trust me on that. My Lush video really taught me that. Before that video, I was thinking views, 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 views. I want to get as many views as I possibly can. I want to do the videos with the most views. And then that video happened and it was like a train hit me, and I don't ever want to get back to that again. Honestly, like I just before that video and sort of around that video, I had been talking about how like I wanted to increase and be more and be better. And then when that video happened, I was like, oh no, this is not what I want. I don't want to have to avoid the comment sections of my videos because people were being so negative. Not saying that people would be if I had really popular videos, but for every like 3 good comments, there's 1 bad one, and it's usually really bad. At least in my case. Maybe it's just because of the way that I am. People feel like they can say whatever they want, and it's hurtful. It truly is hurtful, and I'm not a thick-skinned person. I just can't let it roll off my back. I dwell on it. So it was not helpful. And I ended up disabling the comments on that video because I just couldn't stomach it anymore. Every single day I was getting probably 10 to 15 comments from people, and out of that 10 to 15 comments, like half of them were negative. People calling me attention seeking, and people just calling me all kinds of names, insulting every aspect of myself. And these are people who don't know me at all from that like 12-minute video. Anyway, so I just, because that wasn't successful either, because I didn't finish 100 things, I decided not to do a finale for my Project 100 pan. And I don't like that I did do that, but at this point it's been so long, like what, 4 or 5 months since I last did an update, it doesn't feel like it's worth it anymore. And when so much time has lapsed, things change a lot, and I feel like it just, I'd have to do so much explaining about the project. I just don't feel like it's valuable anymore. And just like with empties, so that's like, I'm talking about projects and series here. I used to do empties a lot. Empties were really the reason why I started my YouTube channel to begin with. And then I had some incidents where I stopped doing empties, and then I tried to do it again a few months ago, and people were not happy with my empties because I was talking about older things, not just things I finished within the last month. So I had a moment here like a couple weeks ago where I decided that was it. I was tired of all this stuff taking up space because I've used like well over $2,000 worth of product this year, and I was going to keep all of my empties. I was going to do like a massive like look at all the stuff that I used this past year video, again because those are popular, and I decided not to. So I got rid of all my stuff. I got rid of all the empties. Everything I finished, I just trashed it. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do it at this point. We're in October. The year's almost over. I will start fresh next year, and I will do empties monthly like I originally should have, instead of dragging it on as long as I did. That's entirely on me, but I've decided not to do empties for the rest of the year because there's just no point. And then there's no way, I don't think I'd get through all of my empties anyway without having like 40-minute videos like every couple of days. And I just don't really want to do that. And I don't feel like it's again, useful to people. That's why I don't want to do these things, is because I don't feel like they serve a purpose. And this video almost feels like it doesn't serve a purpose either, but I feel like it does in a way to keep you guys updated and informed on what's going on and why things might not be getting updated. I'm going to be very cautious of that moving forward, and I'm going to be very cautious and careful about choosing projects and doing things that I know I can stick with. I never make commitments when I can help it. I always say I'll look into something or I'll think about it, just because I never know what my mood is going to be like, if it's going to be something that I can do. I appreciate so much all the ideas and suggestions and help, but sometimes it's not something that I can realistically do, or it's not something that really inspires me. It's not something that I think would work well for me, which is why I don't end up doing it. And I want to do more than these reoccurrent series, like I said at the beginning, because I feel like it's put a little bit of a drain on me, and I'm very repetitive, and I just want to introduce new content. There's been a few times when I've managed to introduce a few new things that I've really enjoyed doing. I want to do more of that. I want to have more variety instead of churning out the same type of things every couple of weeks. And it's because I just feel like it's not as exciting for me, so it's not going to be as exciting for you. And there needs to be that kind of balance. And I feel like if I'm really passionate and excited and happy about something, then that will come through and you'll be able to see that, and then you will enjoy watching more than just me going through the motions of something. if you think back to a few months ago when I was doing all those project pans and I was just so unhappy about it and there was like no progress on any of my items, it was just not a good time, I don't think, for any of us. Like, it was like, why am I doing this? Why am I showing you all these items that I've used like 2 times? Because I'm also working on like 8 other projects. So I want to be able to do more is what I'm saying. And my time is kind of limited. I usually have like 2 to 3 filming days a week, and I usually don't get to film more than 1 thing at a time. So I want to do more things. I want to have fun with it. So if you guys do have any ideas or suggestions for like non-panning things, I would love to hear it. I asked on Twitter, I got a list of things from people on there, which was awesome. I actually have that in front of me right now. I'm trying to create my new lists, as I've talked about a few times. Just things that are not panning related, but maybe still makeup related. I don't really want to veer my channel in another direction because makeup is my total passion, but I'm just sort of burnt out on reoccurrent series and project pans. I just want to do them in real moderation, not doing so many at a time. Anyway, so the Canadian in me really wants to end this with an apology, but I'm really not that sorry about it. Sorry to say that I'm not sorry. This is my life and my makeup and how I want to handle things moving forward. I want to start fresh and I want to just be smarter moving forward and do more interesting things. So I'll leave it at that. I will be disabling ratings for this video. If you have something to say to me, my comment section will be open and I'd love to hear from you. And that is all I have to say for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you and I will see you next Sunday, hopefully for hashtag 365 days of samples. Bye for now.